Good morning, children. Sairam. So, welcome back to the last portion of this chapter number 7. That is part 3. The part 3 from chapter number 7, First Flight Glimpses of India. That is Tea from Assam, which is written by Arup Kumar Datta. I repeat, Tea from Assam, part 3, which is written by Arup Kumar Datta. Arup Kumar Datta. So, getting back with the last class, if we acknowledge the conversation in the last class, so do you remember the last lines with which I ended the class? In the last lines of the last class, I addressed you with for a beverage party, isn't it? When we discussed about the first part as well as the first chapter, that is Bakers from Goa. That part dealt with baking and confectionery, right? Second part introduced the importance of coffee as well as the significance of coffee in our lives, the Coorg. And now this part is going to enclose the wonderful and the most highly rated beverage of our country, India, that is tea. Do you all know that what is our national beverage? Yes, tea is the national beverage of our country. So let's have a look, or let's do one thing. Let's directly move to Assam, where we can meet Rajbir as well as Pranjal. Let's move to Assam. Okay, so let's move to the beautiful valley of tea plantations. Yes, children. Now, when we are actually going to enjoy this small trip, or you can say small excursion of Assam, so let's start up with the portions of the textbook. Now, Pranjal, a youngster from Assam, is Rajveer's classmate at school in Delhi. Pranjal's father is the manager of a tea garden in Upper Assam, and Pranjal has invited Rajveer to visit his home during the summer vacations. So, children, isn't it very interesting idea of inviting friends at your home during the vacations? And I hope you all also like to invite your friends, despite of the fact that summer vacations are a major part and parcel of delivering full of excitement, fun and frolic. But let's see what Rajveer and Pranjal are going to discover. Chai garam, a vendor called out in a high pitched voice. Give us 2 cups, Pranjal said. They sipped the steaming hot liquid. Almost everyone in their compartment was drinking tea too. Do you know that over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk every day throughout the world? Rajveer said. Whew! Exclaimed Pranjal. Tea really is very popular. The train pulled out of station. Pranjal buried his nose in his detective book again. Rajveer too was an ardent fan of detective stories, but at the moment he was keener on looking at the beautiful scenery. It was green everywhere. Rajveer had never seen so much greenery before. Then the soft green paddy fields gave way to tea bushes. It was a magnificent view against the backdrop of densely wooded hills. A sea of tea bushes stretched as far as the eye could see, dwarfing the tiny Tea plants were tall, sturdy shade trees, and amidst the orderly rows of bushes, busily moved doll like figures. Now, what are doll like figures? In the distance was an ugly building with smoke billowing out of tall chimneys. Okay. Hey, a tea garden, Rajveer cried excitedly. Pranjal, who had been born and brought up on a plantation, did not share Rajveer's excitement. Oh, this is tea country now, he said. Assam has the largest concentration of plantations in the world. You will see enough gardens to last you a lifetime. I've been reading as much as I could about tea, Rajveer said. No one really knows who discovered tea, but there are many legends. What legends? Well, there's the one about the Chinese emperor who always boiled water before drinking it. One day, a few leaves of the twigs burning under the pot fell into the water, giving it a delicious flavor. It said they were tea leaves. Exactly. It said they were tea leaves. Tell me another, scoffed Pranjal. We have an Indian legend too. Bodhirama, an ancient Buddhist ascetic, cut off his eyelids because he felt sleepy during meditations. 10 tea plants grew out of his eyelids. The leaves of these plants, when put in hot water and drunk, banished sleep. Tea was first drunk in China. Rajveer added, as far as back as 2700 BC. In fact, words such as tea, chai, and chini are from Chinese. Tea came to Europe only in the 16th century and was drunk more as a medicine than as a beverage. The train clattered into Mariani Junction. The boys collected their luggage and pushed their way through the crowded platform. So, children, before moving ahead with the reading, I would like to put a pause and let's go back to the task. Now, the task is new words and difficult words. So, children, now let's get acknowledged as well as conversant with the new words and their meanings which we have dealt up till now. That is, up till the 2 pages of chapter number 3. Scenery, natural beauty that you see around you in the country. Vendor, a person who sells something. High pitched, very high sound. Compartment, one of the separate sections into which some larger parts of a train are divided. Clattered, continuous rattling sound as of hard objects falling or striking. Bodhidharma was a semi-legendary Buddhist monk of 5th and 6th century in Japan, and he is known as Daruma over there. Trailer load. It is a Jamaican phrase similar to plenty of or lot of. Clattered, continuous rattling sound as of hard objects falling or striking each other. Pruned, to cut off branches or parts of branches of a tree or bush in order to give it a better shape. In short, you can also say sort of trimming. So, children, getting back to the main course, that is, getting back to the lines of the story. Now, yes, I'll be getting back to the main line again. In the distance was an ugly building with smoke billowing out of tall chimneys. Hey, a tea garden, Rajveer cried excitedly. Now, Pranjal, who had been born and brought up on a plantation, did not share Rajveer's excitement. Oh, this is a tea country now, he said. Assam has the largest concentration of plantations in the world. You will see enough gardens to last you a lifetime. I have been reading as much as I could about tea, Rajveer said. No one really knows who discovered tea, but there are many legends. What legends? Now, till here, what has happened? Both Rajveer and Pranjal, who are friends, they have actually moved forward in their trip. When Rajveer was invited by Pranjal in order to have a look on the plantations or tea gardens. So both moved together. Now, Rajveer is very excited and enthusiastic to see the tea gardens, but it is very obvious and it is a human nature, basic human nature, when you are born and brought up in some place which the other has not visited ever in life. So the excitement, the, you can say, connotation to deal with the new place is less. That place is a normal place for you, but for the other person it becomes the most delightful event or discovery. Fine. Now, far more, now they are discussing about what mythological or what mythical legends are there, what, you can say, historical beliefs are there about tea, or as in who discovered tea first. So let's see what are the legends. Well, there is the one about Chinese emperor who always boiled water before drinking. Now, the first legend was that Chinese emperor boiled water before drinking. He used to drink boiled water, and suddenly it was natural. Nobody actually added the leaves into the boiling water. Somehow the twigs and the leaves fell into the boiling water and gave it a delicious aroma as well as flavor. So what happened? The boiling water, which hence converted into tea, gave an aromatic taste to the boiling water, and hence the Chinese emperor, actually loved the flavor of the tea. Now, next legend. Tell me another, scoffed Pranjal. Now, it was about the Indian legend, that is Bodhidharma, called as Daruma in Japan, an ancient Buddhist. It is actually assumed that he cut off his eyelids because he could not concentrate, he could not meditate properly in order to in order to attain spiritual life. Actually, Buddhist monks are, and any monk, they have a tendency to spiritual life. They have a inclination towards spiritual life. So what happened with this monk also? So what happened? This Buddhist monk Daruma did what? He cut off his eyelids, and it is assumed that when he actually cut his eyelids off, how many leaves grew into which leaves tea leaves grew out of his eyelids, and hence the if somebody drinks tea, the sleep gets banished. So you might have heard people often say, your family members may have introduced you with thought, or you might have heard people saying that of this genuine fact of your family members repeating this again and again, that if you want to if you do not want to sleep at night, and if you are studying at night, take tea, you will not feel sleepy. But I don't know whether you actually, how many of you really trust upon this fact. So let's move ahead. Okay, tea was first drunk in China, Rajveer added, as far as back to 2700 BC. Now, in fact, such words like tea, chai, chini, all are from Chinese. You might have heard when we talk about China, it's basically called off in rough language, chini. Okay, we call them as chini. We call them as chini, and chini means something originated from China. Okay, tea came into Europe in 16th century. Now, this was the congregation of legends. Now, what happened? Hopefully, these boys have reached their destination. Okay, the train clattered into Mariani Junction. The boys collected their luggage and pushed their way to the crowded platform. Pranjal's parents were waiting for them. Soon they were driving towards Deki Bari, the tea garden managed by Pranjal's father. An hour later, the car veered sharply off the main road. They crossed a bridge and entered the Dekhi Badi tea estate. On both sides of the gravel road were acre upon acre of tea bushes, all neatly pruned to the same height. What is the meaning of pruned? That is trimmed, arranged, systematically cut, or you can say trimmed. Groups of tea pluckers with bamboo baskets on their backs, wearing plastic aprons, were plucking the newly sprouted leaves. Pranjal's father slowed down to allow a tractor pulling a trailer load of tea leaves to pass. This is the second flush or sprouting period, isn't it, Mr. Barua? Rajveer asked. It lasts from May to July and yields the best tea. You seem to have done your homework before coming, Pranjal's father said in surprise. Yes, Mr. Barua, Rajveer admitted, but I hope to learn much more while I'm here. So, this is the small trip of Rajveer and Pranjal in Assam. So let's sum up what we have actually read and understood. Okay, tea from Assam, Rajveer and Pranjal on way to Assam. Rajveer and Pranjal were traveling to Assam. A tea vendor called Chai Garam, and these are the opening lines of the story. They took tea and sipped it. Generally, when you actually plan a journey or a trip via train, the basic beverage or basic liquid to be consumed is generally tea or coffee only. Fine. So now what they discussed is that they took tea and that tea is the most rated beverage, most highly rated and liked. They actually discussed that around 800 crore cups of teas are drunk every day throughout the world. Now, tea garden scene. Rajveer looked at the beautiful scenery outside. Pranjal kept reading his book. There was greenery outside. Soon the soft green paddy fields gave way to the tea bushes. As it was, you can say, green everywhere, the tea bushes looked splendid in their way, and Rajveer was totally awestruck by gazing the scene out. Now, tea and China. Rajveer told Pranjal that tea was first drunk in China. It was far back to 2700 BC. Words like chai, chini, Chinese, words like chai and chini are Chinese. Tea came to Europe around in the 16th century, and it was more drunk as a medicine than as a beverage. Reaching the destination. Okay. Both of them dropped at the Mariani Junction. They were driven to Dekhi Badi tea estate. On both the sides of the road, there were acres of tea bushes. There were ample tea bushes everywhere. And Rajveer was totally happy, excited, enthusiastic to enjoy, to have a trip amongst those bushes. Now, Rajveer's knowledge about tea plantations. Pranjal's father received them on the station. They had come in the sprouting season. Now, what is the sprouting season? Where the tea leaves were on its peak to be plucked, pruned, and ready to cut and sell off. It lasted from May to July. It gave out the best tea. Rajveer actually gave, or you can say, shared this set of information with Pranjal's father, and Pranjal's father appreciated him. He told that he knew many things about tea plantations and that was really very good. Rajveer told him that he would learn more about them there. Rajveer was Rajveer was a total metropolitan city boy, and to have a place which was abundant with lush green beauty was a pleasure for him. Was actually a pleasure for him, isn't it, children? When we are living in a suffocated, polluted city, we all will love to move to a place where life breathes in, isn't it? Life breathes in means everyone loves greenery, river, fresh water. Who does not like? And a small question to you: do you like polluted rivers, or do you will you love to stay near a place which is actually stagnant with all kind of dump and junkyard? This is a big no, right? Isn't it? There's a big no for it. So that is the reason Rajveer was very glad to visit such a place. So children, for now that's it, and by this part 3, this chapter number 7 has actually winded, and we have wound up this chapter. And children, apart from that, I hope you enjoyed the trip with the bakery, with the tea and the coffee. Hope you've understood this chapter. Thank you, and Saira.